गुरवे नमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतं द्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। योगीन्द्राय नमस्तस्मै शुकाय ब्रह्मरूपिणे संसारसर्पदष्टं यो विष्णुरातं मुमुच्यत। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीहरये नमः, श्रीहरये नमः, श्रीहरये नमः।
Okay, ధన్యవాదాలు. So we'll basically carry on from where we left. So it was shloka number 615 that we completed from chapter 5 of first skanda.
Padamaskanda, chapter 50.
So Narada was actually explaining to Vyasa about the reasons why he believes that his work was possibly incomplete. And so this shloka was reminding him that if a particular work was already written by him, which was not spiritually inclined but had kind of a material descriptions more of it, people may mistake it to be the real dharma and not the spiritual dharma. So if that is the danger, then surely that needs to be rectified, is his message. विचक्षणोऽस्यार्हति वेदितुं विभोः अनन्तपारस्य निवृत्तितः सुखं प्रवर्तमानस्य गुणैरनात्मनः ततो भवान् दर्शय चेष्टितं विभोः। विचक्षणः अस्य अर्हति वेदितुं विभोः अनन्तपारस्य निवृत्तितः सुखं प्रवर्तमानस्य गुणैः अनात्मनः ततः भवान् दर्शय चेष्टितं विभोः. Arhati is one of the verbs, and then we have darshaya also in the last line. There are two verbs here. So arhati, who is so arhati being eligible. Vichakshanaha arhati, the one who is able to distinguish or delineate dharma from adharma. And also here in the specific context, vichakshanaha saha yaha nivrittitaha sukham nivrittitaha. So he is also the one who is actually kind of is removed from the material kind of demands and expectations. What does he what is he eligible to know? Veditum. So he is eligible to know. Veditum is to know. Vibhoho anantaparasya asya. So he is eligible to know the details of the Lord Vibhu and Anantaparaha. Anantapara, the one beyond who is limitless. He's eligible to know him. Know him. Of course, there are other things as well. But we go to the second part of the shloka, where is darshaya is the verb. Darshaya, tvam darshaya, bhavan darshaya. Actually, it should be tvam darshaya, but interestingly, it's bhavan darshaya. Anyway, you should show. You show. What do you have to show? You have to show cheshtitam, the pastimes of Vishnu, Narayana, and so on. Who's Vishnu's? Vibhoho. So you need to now make sure, because you are the expert, I'm telling you that you are one of the experts who would know the details of the Lord Almighty, and you should be in a position to describe his pastimes, perhaps in your next work. Pravartamanasya gunaihi anatmanah. So gunaha gunaihi, by the gunas, anatmanah pravartamanasya. So we'll just need a little help from the description here. Okay, so I think it's more to do with gunaihi anatmanah pravartamanasya. So you need to show this work to those who are affected by the gunas, who are actually kind of affected by the sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. त्यक्त्वा स्वधर्मं चरणाम्बुजं हरेः भजन् अपक्वोऽथ पतेत् ततो यदि यत्र क्व वा भद्रमभूतमुष्य किं को वार्त आप्तो भजतां स्वधर्मतः त्यक्त्वा स्वधर्मं चरणाम्बुजं हरेः भजन् अपक्वः अथ पतेत् ततः यदि यत्र क्व वा अभद्रम् अभूत् अमुष्य किं कः वा अर्थः आप्तः अभजतां स्वधर्मतः. त्यक्त्वा, having let go of, swadharmam, one's own occupational duties or one's own duties. Charanambujam harehe bhajan. Harehe, of the Lord, Charanambujam, of the feet, which are lotus feet, Bhajan, the one who is devoted. The one who is devoted, even if it is immature, apakwa, or not very well kind of ripened. It's not very well ripened kind of devotion, apakwaha. Apakwaha bhajan harehe charanambujam swadharmam tyaktva, having. So essentially, normally the expectation is that we need to be very dedicated and sincere towards our own duties. But let us say somebody who is a devotee of you, or devotee of the Lord, has ignored or has let go of his actual duty. Even if it is not very kind of well ripened devotion. So now comes the remaining part. Atha patet, saha patet. He falls. Should he fall? Tataha yadi yatra kva va abhadram. Abhadram would mean something which is inauspicious. Inauspicious, abhut, happens, something inauspicious happens. Amushyakim, to that particular person. So it's all a little kind of patchwork that I have to do here. So which basically the sum and substance is a person who actually is not very well versed with devotion. He's not able to completely perform that sampurna bhakti towards the Lord. And also he's done another wrong thing, which is he's let go of his duty. So there are two problems there. One, he's let go of his duty. If only he was actually holding on to his duty, at least he would have done his job properly. But he's let go of his duty, and then he's making his best efforts to be devoted to the Lord. Now, so at least the intention is right, but the result is not so good. What happens naturally? he would fall at some point of time. He would fall. He is not going to attain liberation and whatnot. So therefore, even that falling down is going to be inauspicious, because it's not going to be giving him the liberation or the moksha or whatever you may call it. That is actually better compared to the remaining part now. Kahava artaha aptaha abhajatam swadharmataha. Abhajatam, the one who is not devoted. Artaha aptaha, and he is dear and near to the material things. Swadharmataha, and he, even if he is, so I think it's here, it is in comparison to that what particular person. So in comparison to that particular person who is devoted to his swadharma, but he is not devoted to the Lord Almighty. The one who has let go of his swadharma and yet finding his way towards the proper devotion, he is in a better situation than the one who is not devoted at all, is the message here. So we'll just read the English translation. One who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage, yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything. It's a little debatable, because on one side we would want to also say that at least do your job properly. So somebody who is not devoted but at least is doing his duty responsibly, I don't think he is particularly at a loss either, because it is an incremental progress. He is true to himself. The only thing is he's not devoted. I don't see that to be a bad thing at all. So I have a different take here, but it is based still on Bhagavad Gita lessons. Anyway, here what's being said is, compared to karma, bhakti is always going to be better, is what the message is here. तस्येव हेतोः प्रयतेत कोविदो न लभ्यते यद्भ्रमताम् उपर्यदः तल्लभ्यते दुःखवदन्यतः सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररंहसा. तस्य एव हेतोः प्रयतेत कोविदः न लभ्यते यद्भ्रमताम् उपर्यदः तल्लभ्यते दुःखवत् अन्यतः सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररंहसा. Ramhasa is basically another word for papa, agaha. So amhasa, gabhira ramhasa. So grave sins, let us say. Now we'll go back. Tasya eva hetoho prayateta kovidaha. Prayateta is the verb. Prayateta. Yatate is to try. Prayateta. Vandeta, vandeyata, vanderan. So vandeta should be. It's sambhavanartha. Prayateta, one should attempt, one should try. It's a should. Who is that who has to try? Kovidaha, the expert. Kovidaha prayateta. Tasya hetoho, for this reason, the reason which was mentioned previously. What was that reason previously mentioned? That basically it is not always easy to perform your either your duties completely, or your devotion may not be complete for whatever reason. The expert should make all the best efforts to be devoted. Bhakti is the path. Why? How do we know that? Na labhyate, he will not attain. Yat brahmatam upari adaha, So Upari Adaha has been written here as the lokas, Urdhva loka and other lokas, adolokas. So let's say physically somebody is making various trips to the heaven after many births, or going down to the hell after many births. What is the point? He's not going to gain what should be gained. What should be gained is the spiritual knowledge and moksha. So na labhyate yat brahmatam, those to those who are wandering up and down basically. But tat labhyate, that is obtained dukkavat anyataha sukham. Dukkhavat, just like dukkha, sukham also will be obtained, but not in dukkha. Here it's been mentioned that dukkhavat anyataha sukham kalena sarvatra gabira amhasa. So with time, results will be obtained for the deeds done which will lead to dukkham, and also with time results will be obtained for deeds done which are associated with sukham, labhyate. So it is actually not in a positive way. This sloka is basically saying that what you will gain with time without devotion are the results of your actions. But we don't want results. We actually want result less kind of, or we don't want karmic baggage. Result is only going to lead karmic baggage to karmic baggage. So if the karmic baggage is not to be desired, bhakti is definitely a sure way to dedicate oneself, is the essence of the message here. Because otherwise one keeps going up and down and up and down, and it is a pointless exercise. न वै जनो जातु कथञ्चन व्रजेत् मुकुन्दसेव्यन् यव मुकुन्दसेव्यन् यवदङ्ग संसृतिं स्मरन् उरपगूहनं पुनः विहातुमिच्छेत् न रसग्रहो जनः न वै जनः जातु कथञ्चन अव्रजेत् मुकुन्दसेव मुकुन्दसेवी मुकुन्दसेवी मुकुन्दसेव्यन्यवत् मुकुन्दसेवी अन्यवत् अंग संसृतिं स्मरन् मुकुन्दाङ्घ्रि मुकुन्दाङ्घ्रि उर
Upaguha.
उरपूगुहनं, will check anyway, पुनः विहातुम् इच्छेत् न रसग्रहः जनः. So where are the kriya padani here? Na vai janah jatuh katanchana avrajet. Avrajet is the kriya padam. So janah na avrajet. What is avrajet? Let us see. Does not undergo. Okay. Na vai janah avrajet. He will not undergo. What does he not undergo? Samsritim. Samsritim, he will not undergo rebirths, re-entering into the material world. So janaha katanchana jatu, no matter in what context or however may the fruits of the action arise. Mukunda Sevi. So that Janaha, that person who is a Mukunda Sevi, who is a Bhakta of Krishna, Anyavat, Anyavat unlike the others, samsritim na vrajet. So others would have to automatically go through the cyclical nature of their material existence. However, this Mukunda Sevi, the one who is a bhakta, that jana, no matter what may be the things that are happening, he will not he will not be
Will not fall.
he will not fall. Yes, he will not fall back into that material world.
What?
Smaran Mukundangri Urapu Urapa Urapaguhanam Punaha. So we'll just see what Urapagu.
Upaguhana. Upaguhana.
Okay. Mukundangri Upaguhanam. Okay.
The angry lotus feet, I suppose.
Smaran Mukundangri Upaguhanam Punaha Vihatum Ichet na Rasagraha Janaha. So Ichet is the verb Kriya Padam here. Ichet. Na Ichet. Actually, it should be Na Ichet. Would not desire. Would not desire. Should not desire. However it may be. What does he not desire? Punaha Vihatum. To come back again. Punaha Vihatum. Who does not desire? Rasagraha Janaha. That person who had tasted the rasa, the taste of that, the lotus feet, he is actually really understood the essence of bhakti.
Devotion.
Once somebody tastes it, why would anyone want to come back into this material world is the essence. So Smaran, Mukundangri, Smaran, the one who is remembering, its present continuous. Smaran Janaha, Smaran Rasagraha Janaha, Mukundangri, Upagohanam, Smaran Rasagraha Janaha, Punaha Vihatum Na Ichet. He does not desire to come back. Okay. Idam hi vishvam bhagavani vetaro yato jagatsthana nirodha sambhavaha taddisvayam veda bhavanstathapi te pradeshamatram bhavatah pradarshitam. Idam hi vishvam bhagavan iva itaraha yataha jagatsthana nirodha sambhavaha तद्धि स्वयं वेद भवान् तथापि ते प्रादेशमात्रं भवतः प्रदर्शितम्. Once again he is reminding what has happened in his previous work. Idam hi vishvam bhagavan iva itaraha asti. Asti is the verb we have to put here. Asti, present. What is present? Vishwam, the universe. Idam Vishwam, this universe is present. Itaraha, it is different, it is separate. Bhagavan Iva, however, it is similar to Bhagavan. In what way? Because it's an extension of the Bhagavan. So Bhagavan Iva Itaraha, Idam Vishwam Asti, Yataha, from which Jagat Sthana Nirodha Sambhavaha Bhavanti. Bhavanti has to be added again as a Kriya Padam. From which the universes, the one which is moving, Jagat, of which Sthanam, the sustenance, Nirodham, annihilation, Sambhava, creation happens. Taddis Swayam Veda, Tvam Veda, or Bhavan Veda, you know, you should know, you know. Swayam, you know it anyway is the question. Swayam Veda, you yourself know. Tathapi, even then what did you do? Tathapi, tvaya, by you. Tvaya, by you, Pradeshamatram Bhavataha Pradarshitam. You only kind of, just for the sake of it, kind of thing, you have shown the devotion in your earlier works. Nothing great. You didn't really do a great job of focusing primarily on bhakti. त्वमात्मना त्वमात्मनात्मानमवेह्यमोघदृक् परस्य पुंसः परमात्मनः कलाम् अजं प्रजातं जगतः शिवाय तत् महानुभावाभ्युदयोऽधिगण्यताम् त्वम् आत्मना आत्मानं
Atmanam.
आत्मना आत्मानं
Soul.
अवेहि त्वम् आत्मना आत्मानम् अवेहि अमोघदृक् परस्य पुंसः परमात्मनः कलाम् अजं प्रजातं जगतः शिवाय तत् महानुभाव अभ्युदयः अधिगण्यताम्. Adhiganyataam is the verb, and avehi is also another verb. Avehi. Avehi. Tvam avehi. We'll just see the meaning of avehi. Search out. Okay. Avehi. Tvam avehi. You should search out. And who are you again? Amogha Drak, the one who knows everything. You are the drashta. How should you know? Atmana, by yourself. And what should you know? Atmanam. Now, Atmanam obviously could mean yourself or the Parabrahman, Paramatma. So, you should search out, you, the one who is knowledgeable, by your own search, through your own self, you use yourself as your instrument, and you should know the Paramatma, Parabrahma, Atmanam, Avehi. And who are you? Parasya Pumsaha, Paramatmana Kalam. You are also you're actually the Avatara Purusha of Paramatma himself. So you should know, and you would know very well anyway. Ajam Jagataha Prajatam, Ajam Jagataha Shivaya Prajatam, Tat Mahanubhavabhyudayah Adhiganyatam. Adhiganyatam, Gananam. You should count, or you should basically enlist. You should enlist. Adhiganyatam, Avandatam, Adhiganyatam. So, by you, Bhavan, yes. Bhavan Adhiganyatam, or it should be actually by you. You, Tava, what should be enlisted? Mahanubhava Abhyudayaha. The various things that have his various incarnations and so on need to be enlisted. For what purpose? Shivaya, for the welfare. Whose welfare? Jagataha Shivaya, welfare of the world or the universe. And Shivaya, Jagataha Shivaya Prajatam Ajam. So it's almost like basically the one who is birthless and the one who has come to life or has been born for the welfare of the worlds. That him, his deeds need to be enlisted.
But here, Narada is saying that Vyasa is the unborn.
Yeah, I know. So the little bit of first part is clear. First part is that. So let us say, for instance, if you look at it from a grammatical point of view, Tvam Avehi. Okay, first line is clear, no problem whatsoever. In fact, tvam amoghadruk tvam atmana atmanam avehi. Okay, fantastic. Second line is parasya pumsaha paramatmanah kalam. Now, all those are still adjectives of that tvam.
The God.
So kalam is the adjective. Tvam amogha drak kalam. So you are the part and particle. You are the particle or you are the avatara. But whose avatara? Paramatmanaha. Of the Paramatma. Parasya. Pumsaha. So you are actually the incarnation. So tvam amoghadrak parasya pumsaha paramatmanah kalam. So those are the three adjectives: tvam, amoghadrak, and kalam. Atmana, by yourself, atmanam, that paramatmanam, avehi, find out. So that part is one. Second part is adiganyatam. Adiganyatam, it should be actually, it is a karmani prayoga. It's a karmani prayoga. So adiganyatam, so it should be bhavata adiganyatam, by you. Bhavata adiganyatam mahanubhava abhyudayah adiganyatam. So the other part, ajam prajatam, ajam Shiva
Again describing
Jagataha Shivaya
Vyasa.
Prajatam Tat Mahanubhava Abhyudayah Adiganyatam. That is the way I am understanding. I know the way they gave it was everything was attributed to. But towards the end, they said, please therefore describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the middle sentence is attributed to Vyasa. Although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of all people. Possibly. It is possible because let us see. Ajam prajatam jagatah shivaya. So the only way we can, again, it's a little confusing because if you take Mahanubhava Abhyudayaha, that is in Pullinga. Ajam Prajatam. Anyway, I'll leave it there because either way I can see some confusion in that third line there. Idam hi pumsas tapasah shrutasya va swishtasya suktasya cha buddhidattayoh avichutortah kavibhir nirupitah yaduttama gunanuvarnanam idam hi pumsaha tapasaha shrutasya va svistasya suktasya cha buddhi avichutaha artaha kavibihi nirupitaha yat uttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. So a lot of Shashti Vibhakti prayogas here. Idam hi pumsaha, that of him who is the Purusha, tapasaha, through the one who has done austerities, shrutasya, the one who had learned from the Vedas, swishtasya, here it's been given, the one who had conducted yajnas, suktasya, the one who had developed knowledge through suktis, buddhi dattayoho, that is in dual case, buddhi through contemplation, datta through donations. So what is again, we can safely say that these are all the adjectives of Vyasa himself.
Mm.
Avichutaha artaha kavibihi nirupitaha. So this line is karmani prayoga. Nirupitaha. Nirupitaha is the verb, has been established. Kaha nirupitaha, what has been? Artaha nirupitaha, the meaning has been established. What kind of artha, what kind of meaning? Avichutaha. There is no dispute, indisputable. Artha, the meaning has been given. By whom? Kavibihi. Kavibihi, by the experts. Yat uttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. And what is it? What is that indisputable artha that has been given by the experts? Uttama shloka guna anuvarnanam. The entire description that follows the supreme being, that has been established without any dispute by the experts before you, is what we have to add. In a way, Narada is basically saying, look, why do you have to hesitate? You don't need to hesitate, because it has already been established by other people. On top of it, idam, this is there, this knowledge is there, possibly. Idam jnanam asti. Idam kasya jnanam asti, maybe pumsaha, of you, that noble person. Tapasaha, the one who has gained knowledge through tapas. Shrutasya, the one who has gained knowledge through Veda. Swishtasya, the one who has gained knowledge through Yajna. Suktasya, same. Buddhihi, Buddhi Dattayoho. You are that one. Of this is the knowledge of that person. This is the knowledge of you who is well versed in all these aspects. Okay, so that is the essence. As I said to you, some of these shlokas are not entirely easy, because one, adhyaharas have to be put in place. Number one, we have to put in verbs ourselves to complete the meaning, and sometimes it is here and there. So in a sense, some of the shlokas, 75% are easily decipherable, not 100%.
He says here that the description of the Supreme as of has already been established by experts. Am I right?
Yeah,
And
that is there. There is no dispute there, because
no
the
dispute.
third line is very clearly saying that nirupitaha has been established. Nirupitaha has been, it's a past tense. What has been established? Avichutaha artaha. Indisputable meaning has been established. Kavibihi, by the
By the
experts. Yat, that which is Uttama shloka. Shloka here refers to the Supreme Personality, not the verses.
words,
Uttama
etc.
shloka gunanu varnanam. That artha, which is nothing short of description of, in various ways, of the Supreme Being itself. Now starts the narration of Narada's story.
Narration of story.
Aham puratit bhave bhavam mune dasyastu kasyashchana vedavadinam nirupito balaka eva yoginam sushrushane pravrushi nirvivikshatam. Aham puratita bhave, pura atita bhave abhavam mune दास्याहतु कस्याश्चन वेदवादिनां निरूपितः बालकः एव योगिनां शुश्रूषणे प्रावृषि निर्विविक्षताम्. It's interesting, we learn new vocabulary as well doing this. Okay, so we need to add, now again, Adhyahara has to be added. Adhyahara basically means the addition of a word where it is indicated. Aham, me, so therefore asmi or asam, I have to put asam. Abhavam, anyway, it's there actually. Abhavam. Aham abhavam, I was there. I was there. When was that? Pura, in the past. Atita bhave, in the previous kalpa. Hey Mune, O Vyasa, hey Mune, I was there in the past. As what? Balakaha, I was a boy. Nirupitaha balakaha. Now this bit is not very clear. Nirupitaha would naturally mean established. But the translation gives it as servant boy. I don't know how the servant part came in. Possibly only from the other aspect of dasyaha to kasyashchana.
Working for
Vedavadinam nirupitaha balakaha. So that okay, anyway, so here we need to split into various sentences to make it easy. Aham pura atita bhave balakah dasyah balakah kasyaschana dasyah balakah abhavam. So if you put it that way, I was in the past a son of a dasi putra, a servant maid. Second line, another sentence we can create now here. Aham pura atita bhave vedavadinam nirupitah balakah abhavam. I was in the past a boy of the vedavadinam, of the Vedic sages.
changes.
I was the boy, obviously, in terms of because there is a dasya. So if you put them together,
Boy
I
of the maid.
was the boy of the maid servant. I was the son of the maid servant in the past kalpa. And she was the obviously maid of the Vedic sages. Then
She will be
Yoginam Sushrushane Nirvivikshatam. Okay. Again, Yoginam is Shashti Vibhakti, Bahuvachanam, the plural.
the same.
Nirvivikshatam also is the Shashti Vibhakti of the um, of them. So, Yoginam Shushrushane Pravrishi is the new word I have learned, which is basically apparently it is about rainy season. Pravrishi, rainy season, and Chaturmasyam happens around that time apparently, which is fine. So Pravrishim Sushrushan Pravrishim Nirvivikshatam. So during that time that they have been those that have been residing there or spending time there, of those yogis Sushrushane, I have been taking care of them. I was the Nirupitaha Balakaha. So I was there basically around that time. Te mai te mayyapetakhilachapalerbhake dante dhritakreedanake anuvartini chakrah kripam yadhyapi tulyadarshanaah sushrushamane munayolpabhashini. Te mayi ap mayi mayi apeta mayi apeta. Te mayi apetakhila chapale arbhake dante adhrita kridanake anuvartini chakruhu kripam yadyapi tulyadarshanaah sushrushamane munayah alpabhashini. So here lot of Saptami Vibhakti, seventh case singular. Te, those munayaha, te munayaha, tulya darshanaha, those who are established established drashtas, well-known drashtas, they could see, they were seers. Te tulya darshanaha munayaha chakruhu. So chakruhu is the verb. Now, what did they bestow? Krupam chakruhu. They have shown compassion. Yadyapi tulya darshanaha. So interestingly, tulya would be tulya darshanaha, unwavering or impartial. They actually are very objective, you can say. Tulya darshanaha are objective. They are very objective seers. Now, even though they were objective and impartial, they still have shown compassion. Now is the question towards or in whom. So the question is in whom. So that is when all these seventh cases will come. Mayi, in me. Apeta akhila chapale arbhake, in me, that little weak boy. Chapalam would be usually in the context of wavering person. But here he apetacha akhila chapale, he was not a wavering boy, he was actually well in control. So yeah, not having undergone all kinds of proclivities. I don't know what proclivities mean. Do you know? Unmute yourself.
Maybe a simple boy who is not demanding.
Okay, anyway. So Mayi, in me. So these are all seventh cases now. Mayi, Chapale, Arbake, the weak boy, Ante, the one who has control of all the senses. Adhruta Kridanake, one who is not interested in games
Games.
that normally kids would have been playing. Anuvartini, the one who was very immersed in following basically whatever whatever he was supposed to do, obedient, it says here. Then what? Sushrusha Mane, the one who was completely immersed in Sushrusha. Alpa Bhashini, fantastic sloka to learn. Lot of Saptami Vibhakti Ekavachanam. So simple sentence, the entire sentence comes out as Te Yadyapi Tulya Darshanaha Munayaha Mayi Apeta Chapale Arbhake Dante Adhruta Kridanake Anuvartini Sushrushamane Alpabhashini Krupam Chakruhu. So that is the sentence. Sometimes we are victorious when we get the entire sentence, sometimes not so.
Yeah, like all these adjectives and showed
Yeah.
compassion.
Yeah.
Because of this, they showed compassion.
Absolutely. So that's the best way to learn these shlokas, where we are very true to the grammatical kind of structure of it and split it according to that. उच्छिष्टलेपाननुमोदितो द्विजैः सकृत्स्म भुञ्जे तदपास्तकिल्बिषः एवं प्रवृत्तस्य विशुद्धचेतसः तद्धर्म एवात्मरुचिः प्रजायते. उच्छिष्टलेपान अनुमोदितः द्विजैः सुकृत्स्म भुञ्जे तदपास्तकिल्बिषः एवं प्रवृत्तस्य विशुद्धचेतसः तद्धर्मः एव आत्मरुचिः प्रजायते. So Bhunje is one Kriya Padam. Prajayate is the other Kriya Padam. Bhunje, eat. Bhunje means eat. I am eating is inferred there. So you don't need to add aham, but we'll add aham bhunje. I eat. Sukrutsma. Sukrutsma denotes to once upon a time. Sukrutsma, it says here once, on one occasion. Let us say on one occasion. I ate. We'll put it as ate because obviously past tense, but bunje
It's
is
past.
in Vartamana Kala.
Mhm.
Unless Bhunje, Vande, Vandavahe, Vandamahe. It's still present tense, but anyway, we will keep it like that. Uchishta Lepan. So Uchishta Lepan is in the second case, plural. Those leftovers after eating. On one occasion, Sukrisma, on one occasion, Dvijaihi Anumoditaha. Anumoditaha, Modanam would be approval. Anumoditaha, following the approval. Anumoditaha, who is the follower of the approval? That is in first case itself, so it was him. Anumoditaha aham bhunje, the one who had been approved by, approved to follow, that was
Eight.
me. 8. Who was he approved by, or what was it approved by? Dvijaihi, by those sages. So then tadapasta kilbishaha, that is also an adjective for Narada. Aham Dvijaihi anumoditaha uchishtalepaan bhunje tadapasta kilbishaha
Mhm.
abhavam, I can put. So thereafter I have become free of sins, having eaten that food, which is obviously charged and blessed. Evam
With
pravrittasya vishuddhachetasah tat dharmaha eva atmaruchihi prajayate. Prajayate is the verb. Prajayate, born out of. What was born? Prajayate, born. What it was? Atmaruchihi, interest of the self. Tad dharmaha, dharmaha atmaruchihi prajayate. So he developed interest, a great amount of interest through that dharma and the dharma of whom, in whom
the
pravrittasya vishuddha chetasaha, of the heart. So what happened was that once the sins have been removed away, his heart became cleansed. Vishuddha chetasaha. So he is that one who is the Vishuddha Chetasa. Chetas. So Vishuddha Chetasah Pravrittasya Tat Dharmaha Eva Atmaruchihi Prajayate. Thereafter, his heart developed an interest,
Supreme, I think.
or there was an interest developed within his heart. It doesn't say of whom. This shloka doesn't say of whom. It is understood. In this shloka, there is no mention of it, of the Supreme.
Sometimes this Atma, used in various occasions with various meanings, kadandi.
Yeah, but which Atma is in reference to that?
Eva Atmaruchi.
Atmaruchihi is Atmaruchihi. Okay. So Atmaruchihi as in, if you are saying the Paramatmaruchihi as a samasa word, Paramatmani Ruchihi. Atmani Ruchihi, Paramatmani Ruchihi. Yeah, you are right.
Prajayate.
If on the other hand, if it is Atma Ruchihi, Atmanaha Ruchihi, of myself, yeah, or my mind. Okay, here it is given as transcendental attraction. So we'll take it as Paramatmani Ruchihi. In the interest developed within the heart, within the Atma, Paramatma. तत्रान्वहं कृष्णकथाः प्रगायताम् अनुग्रहेण शृणवं मनोहराः ता श्रद्धया मे अनुपदं विशृण्वतः प्रियश्रवस्याङ्ग ममा ममाभवत् शुचिः तत्र अन्वहं कृष्णकथाः प्रगायताम् अनुग्रहेण अशृणवं मनोहराः ताः श्रद्धया मे अनुपदं विशृण्वतः प्रियश्रवसी अंग मम अभवत् शुचिः.
Pragayatam.
So Pragayatam is one, but it is an interesting one. I had to check twice or thrice. We'll come to that, but that's not the Kriya Padam here. Ashrunavam is the Kriya Padam.
Hearing.
As well as Abhavat. Abhavat is also the Kriya Padam. Ashrunavam, it's in past tense. Ashrunavam, have heard, has heard, whatever it is. Aham ashrunavam, I heard. Aham ashrunavam. Tatra, there. Tatra anvaham. Anu as in it's mentioned every day. We'll take it as anudinam. Tatra anudinam aham ashrunavam. Every day there I heard. What did I hear? Krishna kathaha. Kaha ashrunavam. Krishna kathaha ashrunavam. Pragayatam. Now, interestingly, Pragayatam could have been a Kriya Padam, but here it is Shashti Vibhakti Bahuvachanam. Pragayat, Pragayan, Pragayatam. Of those sages who were singing. So that is Pragayatam. Of those sages who were singing Krishna Kathaha. Manoharaha, again, they're very exciting to the mind, or they entertain the mind. Manoharaha anugrahena pragayatam anugrahena, by the anugraha, by the blessings of those sages who were singing. I heard the Manoharaha Krishna Kataha. Taha Kataha, those stories. Shraddhaya, with Shraddha, with dedication. Mama Vishrunvataha Anupadam, my Vishrunvataha, the one who was listening to them, every word of it, Anupadam. Priyashravasi, in that, again it is in seventh case, Ekavachanam. Priyashravasi, in the divine, the one the one about whom we want to hear in him. Mama abhavat shuchihi, basically my self became pure. Mama abhavat shuchihi. Mama shuchihi abhavat. Mama shuchihi abhavat.
Ruchika tandi adi.
Mama ruchihi shruchi.
Ruchihi.
Ruchihi va shuchi nasti. Ruchihi. Okay. Mama ruchihi abhavat. I developed a taste in that. So essentially, what was it saying? Yeah, because I was listening to all those, Katha Shravanam was happening, and I kept hearing, and I developed great amount of what do you call it? great amount of ruchi. Yes. Okay. Then तस्मिंस्तदा लब्धरुचेर्महामते प्रियश्रवस्यास्खलिता मतिर्मम ययाहमेतत् सदसत् स्वमायया पश्ये मयि ब्रह्मणि कल्पितं परे. Again, an interesting one, and towards the end there will be a little bit of confusion, but we'll see. This is again another shloka where we are okay, 75%, 25% is a guesswork. तस्मिन् तदा लब्धरुचेः महामते प्रियश्रवसी अस्खलिता मतिः मम यया अहम् एतत् सत् असत् स्वमायया पश्ये मयि ब्रह्मणि कल्पितं परे. Okay, great. So here pashye is the kriya padam or the verb. Pashye, aham pashye, I see. It is in present tense. I see. I see what?
What? Brahman
I see
Kalpit.
what? I see sat asat. Tat aham etat sat asat pashye. So sat means sat depending on the context. Normally in Vedanta context, sat means absolute existence. Asat means absolute non-existence. And Maya is, according to Vedanta Sara, is neither of them. It is not Sat, it is not absolute existence, neither is it absolute non-existence. It is actually a mirage born out of the existence. So therefore, because it is a mirage, it cannot be said to never exist, but actually doesn't exist. So that is the position it has. It is neither of them. So anyway, so Sat Asat here refers to a different thing altogether. Here it is in reference to gross and subtle bodies or gross and subtle manifestation. So therefore, we need to be a little careful in interpreting this. What is it? Swamayaya. By what am I seeing? By what am I confusing? Swamayaya, by my own delusion. By my own delusion, Swamayaya, aham etat sat asat iti pashye. But we need to then go quickly into another word, kalpitam. Kalpitam means that which has been created by the Maya. Swamayaya kalpitam etat sat asat. So because of my delusion, I actually believed in this gross and subtle, the existence of the gross and subtle aspects of the nature. Actually, they don't both exist is what it means. And where did I see Mayi? I saw it in myself. Now there is Brahmani Pare also. We'll come to that in a minute. We need to go to the first part of the shloka now. Tasmin, in that, tada, then, labdharuchehe, in that having obtained that taste. He Mahamate, oh dear Vyasa. Priyashravasi, in that Lord Almighty. So Tasmin Priyashravasi, in that Lord Almighty. Mama labdharuchehe, the one who had developed that ruchi, that taste, the divine taste, the elixir. Askalita matihi, unwavering mind, unwavering attention. Now we'll understand what it basically means. Earlier shloka was in reference to having heard to the stories of the divine, having been sung repeatedly by the sages. Having heard those time and again, his heart became purified because Vishuddha Chetasaha. His heart became purified and he has developed ruchi, he has developed the taste in the divine. So, once that was developed, what happened? His mind became attentive. Askalita matihi. You can actually see the progression. Initially, let us say a boy whose senses are all over the place. Then he was devoted. He was doing the right kind of karma. He was sincere in his duties. Then during that time, he started to hear to the nice words and sermons and the songs and the kathas, the stories, and that further purified and centered him into himself to the extent that his mind became an unwavering tool of concentration. And now that he has developed that, yeah, we come to the word yeah. So with that mind which is unwavering, with that I was able to see within me the Brahman. So Mayi Pare Brahmani Pashye. So that is why I say this is a 75% sloka, where 25% is a little bit of a guesswork. With that unwavering mind, etat sat asat kalpitam swamaya mayi brahmani pare pashe. So I was able to now see very clearly that I have so far unnecessarily deluded myself in the manifestation, when in actual fact there is and I attributed that unnecessarily in me and in the Brahman. It wasn't necessary at all, and I realized that that is only a delusion. Ittam sharat pravrushika vrutu harehe vishrunvato menu savam yashomalam sankirtyamanam munibhir mahatmabhihi bhakti pravrittatma rajastamopaha ittam. So just a minute. Ittam sharat pravrshikau ittam sharat pravrshikau rutu harehe vishrunvatah me anusavam yashaha amalam sankirtyamanam munibihi mahatmabihi bhaktihi pravrittatma rajaha tamopaha. Okay. I can't see. There is a kriya padam or a verb in the last line, but we will that is not a direct inference. We'll see. Itham, in this way, sharat pravrshikau, in the sharat ritu and the varsha ritu, in those two seasons of what do you call them? Sharat is autumn, right? Yeah. And rainy season. So in those two seasons, harehe vishrunvataha harehe. of that Hari, the one who we would want to hear. Mama, okay, Harehe Vishnunvatah Amalam Yashaha Anusavam Mama. So that Hari, that Lord, whose glory, Amalam, pure, the pure glory, untainted in a way, untainted glory, having heard that on a regular basis, Sankirtyamanam Munibihi Mahatmabihi. This was being sung on a regular basis by the various sages. What happened? Bhakti pravritta. That is the verb. Pravritta is the verb. What developed? Pravritta means developed. Bhakti pravritta. And what happened as a result? Atma rajaha tamopaha. Opaha, tamopaha would mean eradication of tamoguna, ignorance. Rajoguna also, which is highly charged with action, but passion, basically, passion, yes. So passion and ignorance have been removed or eradicated once the devotion developed in me. Okay. तस्येवम्मेनुरक्तस्य प्रश्रितस्य हतेन सह श्रद्धदानस्य बालस्य दान्तस्यानुचरस्य च. Now we are entering into simpler shlokas. तस्य एवं मे अनुरक्तस्य प्रश्रितस्य हतेन सह श्रद्धधानस्य बालस्य दान्तस्य अनुचरस्य च. Here there is no verb as such given. We have to combine it with the earlier shloka. Because what happened? Earlier in me developed the of me developed the bhakti. Bhakti developed. Of whom? The one who is anurakta, who is forever. There is no attachment. So he is basically detached. Prashritasya, it says obedient here. Okay, obedient, the one who is obedient. Hatainasya, hatainasaha, hatainasaha, okay, freed from sins. Shraddhadanasya, the one who is sincere. Balasya, the boy. Dantasya, the one whose senses are all controlled. Anucharasya, the one who is the follower, of whom bhakti has developed. Jnanam guhyatamam yattat sakshad bhagavatoditam anvavochan gamishyantaha kripayadina vatsalaha. Now they are leaving. The sages are leaving. Jnanam guhyatamam yattat sakshat bhagavata uditam anvavochan gamishyantaha kripaya deenavatsalaha. Anvavochan is the verb, kriya padam. Anvavochan, they spoke. They spoke. Who spoke? Deenavatsalaha. Those who are compassionate towards the miserable ones. Gamishyantaha, and who were they again? Gamishyantaha, the ones who are preparing to go. Gamishyantaha, the ones who are going, it's a future tense. Gamishyantaha, the ones who are going to go. And how did they speak? With what? Kripaya, with lot of compassion. They spoke. the earlier line is Jnanam Guhyatamam Yattat. That knowledge which is of utmost confidentiality or confidential, as in it's not easy to be deciphered. Yattat, whatever that is, Sakshat, directly, Bhagavata Uditam. It actually came into me through Bhagavan himself. So it's a lesson where we are basically understanding that if we prepare our mind, body, senses, basically condition them in such a way that they are nice recipients of the knowledge, Bhagavan himself will transmit that knowledge directly. So that is the essence of Sanatana Dharma as well, that we don't need to be doing certain things ritualistically. Yes, there are all those methods which have been laid down by the rishis where we can maybe shortcut, we can do things much more quicker. But if you've developed that condition where you become an easy conduit, then the knowledge is transmitted directly. In the seventh adhyaya, oh no, not seventh, eighth adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita, exactly the same is mentioned as well. Which shloka is that? Can't remember immediately, but it's exactly the same thing. I can share later on in the group as well. Essentially, it basically means the one who becomes eligible, I automatically send my grace into him. So that is the beauty of this particular shloka, whereby we understand that Jnanam Guhyatamam Yattat Sakshat, directly, it just came straight directly, because they didn't really kind of give him any Upadesha by this time. It came straight into him, Bhagavata, through Bhagavan himself. But after that, Dinavatsala, those sages basically gave some instructions. येनैवाहं भगवतो वासुदेवस्य वेदसः मायानुभावमिदं येनैवाहं भगवतो वासुदेवस्य वेदसः मायानुभावमविदं येन गच्छन्ति तत्पदम् येन एव अहं भगवतः वासुदेवस्य वेदसः मायानुभावम् अविदं येन गच्छन्ति तत्पदम्. So avidam is the verb, gachanti is also another verb. Avidam, I understood, I think. Let us see, avidam. Yes, understood. Avidam, aham avidam, yena eva aham. So aham is in the first line. Aham avidam. I understood. What did I understood? And with what? Yena eva. By that instructions I understood. Bhagavataha Vasudevasya Vedasaha Mayanubhavam Avidam. I understood the basically I understood the creative manifestation and everything, Maya, energy, and Anubhavam, influence. I understood that this is all nothing but a play. Yena gachanti tat padam. So once what happened, once you have this develop this understanding, you transcend to his abode, tat padam. Yena bhaktaha gachanti tat padam. So people actually, the devotees go to that abode. Etat samsuchitam brahma. Etat samsuchitam brahmas. I'm trying to break it. Etat samsuchitam brahmastapatraya.
Brahmam
It's
tapa
not break. It's not break. Etat samsuchitam brahma. Etat samsuchitam brahman. Okay. Etat samsuchitam brahman tapatraya chikitsitam.
Anushtup chakra.
यदीश्वरे भगवति यदीक्षरे भगवति कर्म ब्रह्म यदि यदीश्वरे भगवति कर्म ब्रह्मणि भावितम्. ओके. एतत् संसूचितं ब्रह्मन् तापत्रय चिकित्सितं यदीश्वरे भगवति कर्म ब्रह्मणि भावितम्. This samsuchitam, this that has been instructed, Brahman, it should be Brahman. Yeah, Brahman. Hey Brahman, O Vyasa. Etat samsuchitam, whatever this that has been instructed, tapatraya chikitsitam. This is interesting in the sense Ayurveda and the darshanas, the Vedic philosophy says that there are three miseries of the manifestation. So they are Adi Bhautikam, Adhyatmikam, Adi Daivikam. So let us say we are humans, obviously we are more interested in disease and cure and whatnot. So the Ayurvedic and the Vedic concepts basically explain that there are three ways one can be affected. Adi Daivikam would be calamities of the nature of thunder, cyclones, earthquakes, those kind of things. So that is Adi Daivikam. So not necessarily. So in a way, they are cosmic or worldly happenings. Let us say not in our control, at least anyway. Adi Bhautikam would be something in very much in relation to the gross existence, gross body's existence. And they can be illnesses of various kinds, our habits, all those kinds. Adhyatmikam is also, although the word Adhyatmika refers to spirituality, here it's not necessarily spirituality. It is about things again which are more out of our own kind of immediate control. So diseases tend to happen because of these three, or the human suffering, essentially the miseries and the sufferings happen because of these three different types. Almost all the darshanas were in search of a cure or an answer, a permanent, everlasting answer to this misery. And that is why all the darshanas look at how do we get over that misery. Now here the answer it says is Etat suchitam tapatraya chikitsitam. So this tapatraya, so tapa means misery, traya means three. So these three types of miseries that were mentioned by me just now, chikitsitam. So this, whatever spiritual knowledge, the transcendental knowledge that I have imbibed, it is the cure for these miseries. So material miseries don't matter anymore once you develop this level of understanding, is the essence of it. Yat Ishvare Bhagavati, in that divine almighty Brahmani Karma Bhavitam, you are basically submitting your actions into that Bhagavan. You are surrendering every action of yours into that Bhagavan because you develop that knowledge, and therefore you don't need to worry anymore about these kind of miseries. O Brahmana Vyasadeva, it is decided by the learned that the best remedial measure for removing all troubles and miseries is to dedicate one's activities to the service of the Supreme Lord. Now comes a very complicated shloka, which some refer to in possibly indicating that this could be the very prototype of the concept of vaccination. So what is vaccination? Obviously, let us say it is a virus which affects us, like measles. We're using the same virus and we are basically diluting its virility to such an extent that it is not going to cause any disease in us, but still be able to give us the immunity against it. So that's the great advancement we have seen in science. So essentially, what is it? It is the same cause. Let us say it's called measles virus. So measles, it's the same name. So measles, it causes a disease which is called measles. And there is a vaccine which actually kind of stops us from developing that, which is called measles, as in measles vaccine. So they're all measles, right? The virus is measles, disease is measles, and I'm saying that because that's exactly how we're going to see the usage of word. So therefore, it makes it a little tricky. Amayo yascha bhutanam jayate yena suvrata tadeva hyamayam dravyam napunati chikitsitam. Amayaha yaha cha bhutanam jayate yena suvrata tat eva hi amayam dravyam na punati chikitsitam. Again, there are two different interpretations that can come out of this. We'll have to see both. First, as we do, it's the verb kriya padam. Jayate is the kriya padam. Punati is the kriya padam. Jayate means something which arises, is born out of, born, is born. Jayate, born. What is born? Amayaha, yaha amayaha, that disease which is born. Of whom? Bhutanam, of the creatures, the living creatures. Bhutanam yahacha amayaha jayate. Suvrata, he Suvrata, O Vyasa. Yena, by which. So that is the cause. So the disease and the cause. Yena yahacha amayaha bhutanam jayate. Okay, first line. Now, yena must be referring to something. So here, yena refers to, there are two genders that can come in. It is either a neuter gender or a masculine gender. Now, if you look at it carefully, the same word amayaha has been given as amayam later. Amayaha is in masculine gender. Amayam is in neuter gender. Now, both of them have their third case as yena. So if that's the case, the tricky part is yena can refer to amayaha, yena can refer to amayam. But surely it is not likely to be amayaha because it's in the same sentence. So amayaha yahacha yena bhutanam jayate. By that cause which by that which is the cause of the disease in the living creatures. Okay. Next line. Tat eva hi amayam dravyam na punati chikitsitam. So punati, na punati, cure. Na punati, will not cure. Will not cure. What will not cure? Dravyam, drug or medicine. Medicine. Dravyam na punati. Dravyam na punati chikitsitam. It will not be able to eradicate or treat. Amayam dravyam. Now is the usage of word amayam dravyam. So why would that amayam be used there? Amayam is being used there because it is the same, it has all the same qualities of the disease. Now, as I said, there are three things, right? The cause is amayam. That how can it be the medicine is the question being posed here. How can that same cause that caused that particular disease, how can it now become the cure of the disease when it has actually caused it? So that's the conundrum here we have. So the first understanding is that a disease which has been caused by a particular agent, there is no possibility for it in its form to be the cure of the disease. How do we know that inference? The earlier shloka was mentioning material cure. The disease is misery. Now the misery is the disease, but we think misery is a material disease. Misery could be a disease which is beyond the gross and subtle. But because our limited knowledge only can confine us to gross and subtle, we attribute that misery to the Adi Bhautika, Adi Daiva, Adhyatmika. But what if this misery is there because you haven't gained the knowledge, the transcendental knowledge? Once the transcendental knowledge is gained, hasn't it become cure for this disease called misery? But what is this knowledge? This is still the knowledge, the word knowledge. Earlier knowledge was material, manifest, knowledge of the manifest. Now we are talking about knowledge, it's still called the knowledge, but of the transcendental nature. These material causes have resulted in material misery, let us say. How can these material causes now suddenly become the cure of the material disease? Which means I am still looking for happiness in this material realm, whereas the same has caused the misery. So I need to look beyond this material realm if I really want to get over the misery. So the conundrum is now the puzzle has been resolved. How the initial problem was the disease, material misery, cause, material misery, material causes, cure, material causes, cannot be so. So there was a no, done. Second line, material misery caused by material causes. The cure is actually coming from transcendental knowledge instead of the other one. So there is a transformation, the knowledge transformed from material level to transcendental level, yet it is the same knowledge which has cured the disease. So here if you look at it from that point of view, the essence of the shloka is a disease that was caused by that particular agent in its exact form cannot be the cure. It has to be a different form to be a cure for the disease. So therefore, people say that possibly this is a prototype of the thinking where vaccination may have been, some say that there was some type of vaccination in the past as well, in the olden times. I need to check, I haven't read Ayurveda. So there was some similar concept as well in the past that it could have been connected. So this is, I know I've taken a lot of time explaining this. This is as complicated to understand as it can be, but if it is understood, it actually has a pretty good kind of meaning it provides us. We still have 7 more slokas, but I think we will stop for today because we've run out of time. I'll stop here. We can always cover the next 7 and then the next chapter the next time. Okay, right. How are we going so far?
Something which caused the disease, also a remedy for the disease.
Yeah, but where?
Where?
Example?
As you said, the vaccine, the organism caused the disease, and in another form.
Yeah, unless it had to change the form. Now, that's the tricky part, In
another form.
Some of these we have to infer. Because the earlier shloka was there, we can actually infer that to be the case. That unless it is transformed, it can't be the cure. On its own, this shloka on its own won't give that kind of hint. Anything else, Lataji or Devikaji? Everything okay so far?
Yes, thank you. Namaste.
How are the
you.
Diwali preparations going on?
Yes, just
Easy.
trying to organize everything. How about you?
Yeah, for me it's a quiet one because I've decided not to go to India, so I'm on my own. But I'll be meeting my friends tomorrow, and it's a holiday here in Singapore.
Right. Oh,
So
really? That's good.
So yeah, so that's one Hindu festival that they give. They have a holiday. Yeah.
Very good.
I was going to go out, but then I decided not to. So at least I join after half an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I could
I
see
did
that.
send a message, then I thought no.
Yeah. Initially, it was just
Do you
me.
want to take off your recording now?
Sorry.
Take your recording off.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll share the recording. Yes. Yeah. So Karanji is in India, enjoying herself in India. So
you have to take the stop the recording.
Yeah. Sure. I will stop. Yeah.